lying here, knowing what's gonna happen next. Unknown, can't keep my eyes closed, man, it's cool. Look everywhere for my identity, hurt everywhere, did I belong to an entity? I don't know where have I gone wrong. Wanna try me, but you only got hate, only interested in my fate. And insecurity's not my way, and interference not them away. Let there be light in the dark night. Gotta get it back, this time I get it back. I wanna bring it back to the good old days.
Hello guys and girls, welcome back to another video. In this one I wanted to talk about the best way to play the Persona series. Now, there are a multitude of different ways to play it, especially with the recent ports that are coming out. So, with that being said, the Nintendo Switch, yes, I got early access and... Joking aside, I really mean the Steam Deck. Now, why am I recommending the Steam Deck if you're looking to actually get into the Persona series? Well, every game is available on the Steam Deck if you're willing to emulate them. Yes, emulation can be janky, but you get to be able to play every console generation basically on this handheld device, whether it's from Persona, whether it's from Final Fantasy, whether it's from really any sort of game. Now, the problem I have with modern hardware is the fact that you can't go back and play older games. With this, you can literally emulate every console generation. Just for instance, the PS3, PS2, and PS1 generation are not backwards compatible with the PS5, so why, like, it just irritates me that they will port a game and then make the game more shitty because the PS2 version running on the PS5 will make it just run off. A great example of this is the Jak and Daxter series. Even though it runs sort of stable, it does not run that great. So I just want to say, yeah, I'm just happy that Open Goal exists to actually be able to play Jak and Daxter in actual, PS2 quality with it feeling really good, because PS4 and PS3 fell a little off, and the PS2 version is probably like the best way to play Jak and Daxter. So this console existing, even though it's emulation, it still runs everything really well with really no compromises. I will admit, PSSX2 does kind of lag a bit, but I'm sure you can fine-tune your settings to actually make it run a bit better. Other than that though, PSP emulation with Persona 1, 2, and 3, you're pretty much playing an oversized PSP at this point. And it really looks amazing on this thing, and I can't gush about that enough. But my other thing is, you don't have to be limited to Persona 3 Portable. You can actually play Persona 3 Fez on this thing. Yep, Persona 3 Fez, the better version, as long as you put controllable party members on with the PNATCH files. But not only that, there is a mod for Persona 3 that pretty much remasters it, and it's called Full Moon Light, I think. The mod pretty much does some quality of life improvements and changing the music to some of the reincarnated variants, and I think that's really awesome. And if you have experienced Persona 3 before, I mean, it's worth checking out the mod, but if you just want to experience it vanilla, well, there you go. But then if you want controllable party members, you just gotta use the PNATCH files. But I think being able to play the Persona 3 Fez and having that initial experience, other than the kind of botch experience you get with Portable, is something that's really awesome. Which then also you have Persona 4 Golden, which is already available on Steam, and it runs great on the Steam Deck as it's compatible with it. That's just how they put it, I guess. But yeah, it runs really well and runs at 60 FPS, comparatively to what the Switch version's probably gonna get you, which is 30, because the Switch versions of ports now are just getting worse and worse and worse from third-party games. I'm not saying Switch games in general are bad, because their first-party titles are still really good. It's just their third-party titles are just getting janky. That is all. But mainly, you can also mod Persona 4 Golden. I don't exactly know how, but I've seen just sort of things just floating around on Reddit using Emulous on Windows, and then being able to put it on the Steam Deck with Reloaded, and then launching Reloaded from there. But it seems a little janky right now, but I'm sure the tools will mature enough to be able to run on SteamOS at some point or another. So I'll hold off on doing that for at least a little bit or so. I'm not going to make a tutorial on it because I learned my lesson last time, so I'm still sorry about that, modding community. And lastly, Persona 5 will be available on Steam. Not sure if it'll be compatible with Steam Deck right away, but I am assuming that, you know, Steam and Alice might be working together to make that possible, because, you know, people want Persona 5 on the go because they were ranting about it with the Switch version. So if they get this like readily available on this thing, it's game over. The entire series is here. You can already play Persona 5 with RPCS 3 on here. It's a little janky, from what I've seen, but it still works pretty decently. And, you know, it's something that you probably should take advantage of if you feel like doing it. But I still prefer Royal's benefits, and if Royal comes to this thing in not a fully janky manner like Soul Hackers 2, I'll be really happy, because I really want to test it on this console. But that's just the thing though. I can test it on my PC, right? And I can test it on a handheld console without buying the game twice, even though I already bought the game 3 times, or about to. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like the Steam Deck is the definitive way to play the Persona series, just because of the fact you can literally play all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you can pretty much play them with no compromises. I mean, Persona 5 might run at 30 FPS on this, but you can probably customize the settings to be able to run it at 60 with slightly lower quality. But just think about it, you just really might be able to run this thing at 60 and have a decent amount of quality compared to the Switch version, which is on its last legs running third-party games. So yeah, literally Kingdom Hearts being streamed on it, worst decision they ever made, I swear to God. I wish Kingdom Hearts comes to Steam at some point, but you know, if a game store still is running it real janky, and you can play it on here, but it stutters a bit, it's alright, but and the FMVs don't work, so emulating it on PCSX2 might be just a little better. So with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.